Yeah, airship. Here's a weird thing. There's this big crater right here, which wasn't there earlier in the game, but they never show anything or explain why that crater is there. I didn't even realize it until my most recent playthrough when I was trying to get back to the guy who gives you the mithril. And I'm like, wait a minute, why can't I get there? Wait, this isn't... Wait, where the fuck did this crater come from?
It's not like the crater.
No, like nothing crashed there. At least nothing that the game shows. I mean, I suppose one of the weapons may have landed there, but it looks like something erupted forth from it, but I can't think of anything that could have done that.
So where's this tropical village at?
It's in the southeast corner of the map.
You know what I miss? I miss RPGs where you like go to one land and it's like, this is the fire land.
Yeah.
There's like just fire instead of bushes and lava instead of rivers.
Yeah. So that key right there is going to be very important in a few minutes. You walk over that little... This is a weird side quest. You walk over that little bit and there's a creek. And you click on the creek and she sees there's a key and she's like, oh, it's hard to get out. You go to this weapon shop and there's a door there and she's like, oh, this door's locked. Huh. So then you go back to the key, and now that she knows about the locked door, she's like, oh, I wonder if I can get this out of there. You go through that process, and you get the beat-up, useless old key. You take the beat-up, useless old key back to the store. You pop it into the lock here. Shall I try that beat-up old key? Use the beat-up old key!
I like how she talks to herself about the things she should do.
Yeah. This is pretty tight. Like, the key obviously doesn't fit, but she keeps trying it, and it just breaks. Then the store owner notices.
I love this. I love that when Tifa's the party leader, she's just fucking off. Lie your butt off.
Or tell them the truth. You tell them the truth. It's important that you tell them the truth, because it gives you a very powerful item if you do. Then he explains that's not even a real door. We just painted a door on the wall.
Tifa, you're like a Bugs Bunny cartoon right now.
That's right, we drew it on there to make it feel like you can pass through it to another world. Well, that's stupid. Then he apologizes to you for making you feel like an idiot. And he gives you the cursed ring. Cursed ring is fucking rad.
Why is this lady in Little Chocobo so frantic right now?
She's just very excited, and the Chocobo is excited with her. And that Chocobo will be giving us the contained materia in a while. So I'm going to have the curse ring on for a good chunk of what's left of this playthrough.
But...
You can't see it there, because it doesn't raise any of the stats on that screen, but it greatly raises a few of your, I think... I forgot the numbers, but I just did a comparison right there. Like, his strength almost doubled, I think, with that curse ring.
What's the downside?
But, you start the battle with Doom on you.
Ah.
So you have 60 seconds until Doom occurs, which means you either finish the fight in 60 seconds or you don't. And then Doom kills you. But, if you bring that person back to life, they'll still have the benefits of the curse ring just without Doom. There's also an enemy skill you can find which prevents instant death effects.
Yeah, wow. Fucking Square was put out. 10-2 was the last one.
That was just Square?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot earlier than 2003 when those guys
when they merged.
Yeah. Flipping through these games, there's one called The Bouncer. At first glance,
oh geez, The Bouncer.
I thought it said The Boner.
Yeah, The Bouncer wasn't very well received, but it was an early PS2 game, so people bought it.
You know what's rad? Vagrant Story.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a rad game.
That's one of the raddest games I've ever played.
I really liked Chrono Cross too. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, like people, I understand when they complain about how the the very large roster of characters means that you don't really get to know any of them the way you did with Trigger. But I don't know. I'm fine. I really like Chrono Cross.
I love the...
I don't understand when people complain about the music. That one, I'm like, I don't I don't know what you're complaining about.
I love the overall aesthetic of it. This like colorful coral kind of sea look.
Yeah.
I just like the melancholy kind of nature of it too. It just seemed really strange and weird and fantastic, and I liked it.
Like, people are dying, and then eventually you find yourself in some in-between dimension where all the different realms that existed as Chrono was fucking with time, like, they'd come into existence, they'd fuck with time again, and they'd cease to exist, but they still existed somewhere and realized that they didn't exist anymore. So it's like, oh, Chrono, like, he extinguished every life on this world dozens of times over until he happened to make his own existence at the end of that game.
Jeez.
Yeah, see, you come to this town and you talk to a doggo, and then while you're talking to the doggo, some guy's like, oh, some boy washed up. He's got them eyes. And Tifa's like, could that be Cloud? And then you find Cloud, and this bit's kind of heartbreaking. He's completely fucking out of it.
Because he's still had to come to terms with everything.
He had to come, not only did he have to come to terms with everything, he had to come to terms with everything, then Sephiroth messed with his brain so that he didn't even have any solid footing. He was just thrown completely off balance. Then he fell into the live stream and floated around for like a week. And the live stream is basically a collection of memories which flooded his brain.
Of every other living thing.
Every other living thing. So his own personality is in there somewhere, and right now he's just in a haze.
Ah, Clud.
Yeah. Cloud's in a bad way right now, to put it lightly. And Barrett, your beard came off for a moment. In fact, I can see through your lower jaw right now to the bed behind you.
No, that's just my earring.
I don't buy it, Barrett. Let us excuse ourselves to the other side of this thin partition.
Don't worry about, filtering any conversation of yours. We won't hear a thing, I promise.
Speak as candidly as you want and need. About anything.
Maybe about my muscular thighs.
It cuts to his thighs and you see literal French baguettes.
And a whistle and a whip crack and someone go...
Baguette me not was the one meme that deserved legs and didn't get it.
Yeah.
It is the one, because you have to be creative about it, and I guess that's why it didn't take off.
Yep. Well, it's not, you can't just lie on a thing and go, I'm planking.
Yeah, you can't just lie on a thing. You can't just put a word on a picture. You have to... I don't know how George Takei managed it, but the photo of him alone in a plane, just sitting there like he's waiting to take off, and you look down, and where he should have his belt, there's just a baguette. Like, you son of a bitch. I don't know how you got this whole plane to yourself.
Because he's George Takei, and he was do you mind if I have the whole plane to myself?
Do you mind if I wait one moment after everyone else has disboarded? Oh, thank you. I need to take this baguette me not.
Please, take this picture.
There's that one. There's one where a guy's proposing to a woman. But yeah, it's the whole baguette. She's super excited.
The best baguette me nots are the ones where it's like the baguette is coming out of an object that is too small to hold the baguette.
That's someone who gets the joke so hard I want to shake their hand.
I was trying to explain baguette me not to someone, and they're like, I don't get it. And I'm like, look at them. They're funny. Yeah, but that person's just holding bread. And I'm like, but it's...
Those ones, and the ones where you don't even notice the baguette at first. There's one where a guy's, like, playing poker, and he's, like, looking at his hand, and his arm is the baguette, but the cards are sticking out, and it's vaguely flesh-toned, a baguette. So I'm looking at it like, where is it? Oh, okay.
It's such a good one. Didn't like a improv troupe start that?
Probably.
Like the Groundlings or something?
You know what? Probably, because so many baguette me nots were so good that I feel like it needed to... They had to have come from a group of people with comedic training and sensibilities, because that's not what memes are. Memes don't come from people with comedic training and sensibilities. They come from people on Facebook going, oh, lol. I hate the internet.
Now watch it.
Thanks for watching our videos, Internet. You can support us at cdps.com/Patreon. Or whatever. Fuck. I'm not the social media guy for this team.
Yeah, just find us or something and throw quarters at us on the street.
Literally, if you see me on the street, throw a quarter at me. I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, now I'm curious because I want to know if I feel like it's some comedy troupe that did most of them, but at least there's like one good thing that a comedy troupe did.
Instead of taking terrible group photos.
Instead of being the biggest assholes in the world.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that I'm so used to this game that I don't actually know what the breadcrumbing is from story beat to story beat. I just know where to go for the next story beat. So like I said, after you get the airship, Tifa becomes your party leader. Your next story beat is here, and right away Tifa leaves your party. And so I'm curious if there's anything in between that I always miss when I play through, just because I don't think to go explore the world and see if there are any hints as to where Cloud is. I just come straight here and do it. And then Tifa's off my party because she wants to look after Cloud. I'm assuming there are not any significant story beats or breadcrumbing, simply because I think this is the only city in the world that you can only reach with an airship. And so if you've gone anywhere around the world, you're like, okay, this is the only place I couldn't have reached before. And Red 13 mentions something about a city in the southeast where the live stream just bubbles up.
Doesn't that look like a young Alton Brown?
It does look like young Alton Brown.
Sticking plugs into a baguette.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't going to give me any information about who started it. It's just really terribly stretched photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got no...
But get me nots, everyone. They were real big about 5 years ago. Well, I say real big. They were big for like a week. But they'll always have a place in my heart. So now we're back in this fucking boardroom with these chuckle fucks. Heidegger's belly is clipping through the table.
It's probably like resting on top, like a really
I think it
fat
is,
belly.
yeah.
He's just like, oh, just put it here.
Also, I think his torso is split in half.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's the arm of the chair in front of him. Yeah.
Okay, because the one that's it's weird.
It is weird. It looks like he's split in half, and like you're looking at the arm of his chair.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like he's sitting in that chair, but you know what? I don't know what's going on. No, I don't think the chairs even have arms.
I don't think you were supposed to look at it. You were just supposed to look at Scarlet.
Yeah, they wanted Scarlet to distract you.
She just did that dance.
And I never realized, but Scarlet is stacked.
Yeah.
Like, her model's obviously not that well detailed, but clearly she's supposed to just be fucking stacked.
Well, that's why her and Tifa are such good rivals for that slap fight.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see, like, Barrett and Cloud. Well, I guess maybe not Cloud at that moment. Maybe, like, Rufus and Barrett and maybe just some other characters.
Rufus and Barrett and Yuffie.
And they're, like, resting their arms on the barrel of the big cannon. And they're, like, just, like, looking back and forth as you hear the slaps happening off screen.
Should we intervene? I mean, we should.
Back in my day, we didn't have those jiggle physics. But boy, were those slap fights hot.
But boy, did we have an imagination. Back in my day, you had to do a lot with a little. We didn't have infinite porn at our fingertips.
Dripping off our fingers, stuck between our fingernails.
These days, you just throw pornos away. I want to play Yakuza 0 because there's a quest in there where you have to buy pornography for a child.
Maybe when we're done with Uncharted or something.
Well, actually, because the best friends are playing Yakuza 0 right now, which is why I'm experiencing it through them. But Sega is remaking the original Yakuza for modern systems because the series is finally starting to take off and they want to give people who are interested a starting point.
Yeah.
So they're remaking the original with new shit, new graphics, new voice acting, because apparently the English dub in the original was awful. So this is just going to be the Japanese. They're calling it Yakuza Kiwami. It comes out in August for $30.
That sounds badass.
That's aggressive. That's what makes me think it's them trying to finally get Yakuza into the mainstream U.S. audience.
Because we're remaking really good.
It's really good.
Really good.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what Pat on The Best Friends explains a lot, is that they're super good, but people don't realize that they're RPGs. There are RPGs where your combat is like a
Fighting game?
Yeah, it's like a brawler basically. But
yeah.
you are doing like fighting game style combos. It's kind of like if Bayonetta was more of an RPG, but without the sky highs and everything. There are RPGs, but when they were first coming out, when they were actually getting like an advertising push back on the PS2.
Thought it was a fighting game or something?
No, they tried to sell it like it was Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Because it's Yakuza and it's criminality and all that, but it's not that at all. It's not that at all. It's not. It is kind of a large-ish area that you're roaming, but it's just one district of Tokyo called Kamurocho. And it's not Grand Theft Auto. It's basically, you're fighting, it's an RPG, you have stats, you level up, you get money out of the people you beat, and it has a lot of interpersonal conflicts and a strong narrative going on at the same time.
Yeah, if you were to ask me, like, before I knew anything about Yakuza, just based on the name and the way it was marketed at all, I would have thought it was either a Grand Theft Auto or like a Tekken or something.
Exactly. But now it's starting to take off, and I think by making Kiwami, remaking the original, pricing it at $30, goddamn.
Yeah.
It's Sega's way of saying, this is it. If this doesn't get this series in the mainstream American consciousness, nothing is going to. So now we're going to start going after the huge materia here. There are 4 huge materia. We're going to go first with the one at the Coral Reactor, which is probably the best one to get. At least I'm glad it's the one that gave you Foist? What am I saying today? I'm glad it's the one that gave you first because...
Foist! I'm glad to give it to you Foist, because they're gonna give you some good items right after you do it, yeah!
Also, this pilot levels up as you play, and his responses are different every time.